Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Julien Leblanc, who will make his UFC debut April 18th. Hello, Julien. How are you?
Very good, thanks. And you?
I'm good, and actually, you have a really big fight ahead of you because it will be your UFC debut. So, if you can tell me, how excited are you that finally you get this opportunity?
I'm super excited. It's a dream come true. I've been working for this to get to the UFC for the past 18 years. I started MMA at 16 years old, and since the beginning, my goal was always to be a UFC fighter, right? So now to have the chance and the opportunity to fight in the UFC and be a UFC fighter, like I said, it's a dream come true. I'm very excited, and I'm also very grateful for the UFC to give me my chance.
And of course, all of the fighters wants to fight in the UFC, but in the end, for some even great fighters, it in the end it didn't happen. And in your case, did you feel any like maybe hesitation, maybe some feelings that in the end it may not happen, even if you are even when you are a champion and one of the best fighters in Canada?
Yes, for sure. I had a discussion with my coach. I think it was in December or beginning of January, and we were just like talking about my future. And I told him that, hey, look, if I don't make it to the UFC, it doesn't define me. Like I would still be happy, with what I've done, but for sure, like always in my mind, I would have like the thought of what it could have been to be a UFC fighter, because like I said, it was always my dream, and I've worked so hard for this, man. I've invested so much time, so much money, so much blood, sweat, tears, right? So yes, of course, I was getting realistic that maybe it was not gonna happen, but man, my life changed when I got the phone call from my manager February 16 when he told me that I was gonna sign with the UFC. So once again, I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and God bless. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make this opportunity count. Right. I'm preparing so well, and I cannot wait to show the UFC that they made the right decision and giving me my shot.
And actually, I think that it can be like a perfect moment for you because you are on the good winning streak right now. You won a fight against UFC veteran. You were a champion in Canada. So probably with all of this experience, it is like great time for you.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's a like I feel right now like I'm really in the best shape of my life. Mentally, physically. I am a mature fighter, right? Like I've been in this game for long now. I had the chance to corner my friend a couple of times in the UFC. So it's gonna be my first fight for sure. But I mean, I've been around those guys, UFC guys, PFL guys. I've been around those guys for many years now, so I know how the level is high. But I know that I can do good also, and I can compete with them. So I'm really, really happy and like super excited that I finally, get my chance to showcase my skills on the biggest platform of the world in terms of fighting. So super excited.
And right now you will face Robert Valentin. And did you have a chance to like study his style and watch his fights?
Yes, for sure. And I mean, I've because me, I was cut from Ultimate Fighter the same season as he went to final. I was cut like right before flying out to Vegas. So I've watched the whole show, and I honestly like Robert, like his charisma, the way he was. I find it was like a funny guy, and the right term, like so I've watched this fight, and now to fight him, it's crazy, but it's cool, man. I'm happy. And I know, like, yes, maybe he didn't win his UFC fights, but I mean, he was matched up against really good guys. And Robert is a very good fighter. He's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. So I know it's gonna be a big fight, hard fight, but I will be 100% ready for it, and I cannot wait.
And actually, I think that it is a great fight because right now you are 34, and it's like you know that it is your chance, it is your time, so you will be super motivated. And in the
Yeah.
end, I think that Robert will be also motivated because he's like last fights didn't go his way, but in the end, he's much better fighter than he shows this in the UFC. So I think that it would be like great clash of the also of the finishers because of course you loves the finish the fight and he also.
Yes, 100%. I know Robert will be ready. I know he trains with a great camp right now, and I train with a great camp too. So it's gonna be very good, man. It's gonna be an exciting fight, and I think that the fans are in for a real treat with this fight. So let's go, let's get it.
And in this training camp, did you do anything like different than in your previous fights?
The only thing I do different is that I can really like because I have help for sure. Some good people help me, and the UFC for sure pays more than the original leagues. So I was able to like really stop working and focus 100% on the fight. So I don't say I would do anything different. The only thing different is that I get to focus 100% on the fight. I'm going to Kill Cliff next week for finishing up my camp, and I have a great team down here in Canada too. So I feel like I will be, really prepared. Same thing as my last fight. I keep the same team, and I just want to show that I can win this and I can make a good statement in my UFC debut.
And in Canada, what is your gym?
So it's called Patnaud Martial Arts. It's a gym in Gatineau, Quebec, but we have couple of like we have couple franchise. I've been with my team since 16 years old, so since I started MMA, and for sure I try to get some good. I have some good sparring partners and training partners, but I also always try to get the best out of my area. Sometimes get guys to come from Montreal, or sometimes I go myself to spar at TriStar. But we have a solid team here. My coaches are very high level, and we are preparing very well for this fight.
And this is actually what I like in MMA, that you can have a lot of approaches to the game. You can train in Kill Cliff super big gym. In a smaller gym, you can do both things. So it's like you can have many ways to be successful in the sport. It's not like the boxing, because usually it's a little bit different in boxing.
Yes, I think in MMA, because we touch everything, right? There's striking, wrestling, there's a jiu-jitsu. So you gotta be like an open book. You gotta surround yourself with some people that for sure knows what they're talking about, and people that succeed in the sport. But I mean, you gotta be open to hear like get help, if I can say, from a lot of people, because a lot of people are good in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, striking, then some people are good at mixing all together. So if you get a little bit of everything, this is what makes mixed martial arts, right? And it's like Bruce Lee, when he invented the Jiu-Jitsu, he took every the best aspect of every martial arts and put them together. That's what created the Jiu-Jitsu. Now is mixed martial arts, right? But I think that's my way of thinking. It's you gotta just be open and be able to get some things from the best of the best, and then that's what's gonna make you the best fighter ever. So that's how I think for sure.
And you made your amateur debut back in the days, because it was 2011. And at that point, when you took this fight, did you consider like MMA as the like career for you, or was it like more one and done, just see what's gonna happen?
At the beginning, it was more like I think it was more like I want to do this because it was giving me a lot of confidence in myself, and martial arts changed my life. So I think at the beginning it was just like one fight at a time, but after a couple amateur fights, I was like, okay, I wanna turn pro, and at the beginning, like I said, in amateur, I would never thought I would fight pro. Then I was like, okay, I want to try and fight pro. And I always said like I want to do one pro fight. No, actually I said I was gonna do two pro fights because if I lose the first one, I want to do another one, right? So, but then I won the first one, and I was like, okay, let's do another one. And then I started to go train with some UFC guys in Montreal, and I was like, okay, I wanna be a UFC fighter too, right? I want to do this. So it like I decided to really try and put a lot of focus on my career, and for sure I had lots of ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I always believe in myself and I always worked hard, right? Even when it was, some harder times, I was still going in the gym, without a fight, always getting in the gym. In COVID, when everything was closed, I was still training every day. I made a gym in my garage and I was training every day, every day, every day. Just I knew like that I could make the UFC one day. And I'm really once again grateful that after all those years of hard work and believing in me for sure, I made it. So it's I hope it can also show people that hey, like when you have a dream, like you gotta work hard for it, but it can happen. It can become reality. So this is crazy, man, and I think I'm gonna really realize it when I'm gonna be there in Winnipeg for the first UFC fight week, doing the pictures, everything. But it's amazing. It's really amazing.
And of course, like Robert is like, it will be a really tough opponent, but
Yeah.
probably you can think about like your potentially next matchup. And do you have a maybe like one or few names in mind that you think it's maybe not a like call out, but just the thing that it will be like a very entertaining fight stylistically. Do you have some names?
Honestly, brother, I never think past my opponent, so I haven't thought about this, but I know for sure. I've watched every Contender Series season. I watch every UFC too. Like I'm a fighter, but I'm a fan too. I love UFC. So there's a lot of good matchups that will be great. There's a lot of tough matchups out there. I think the UFC every matchup is tough because all the guys are so good. But right now, I'm really only focused on Robert and nothing else. He's a super tough matchup, so I'm not thinking past him. So unfortunately, I don't have names because the only name right now is Robert Valentine, and it's in 6 weeks. So I'm focused on him, and that's it. That's all.
And the fight which will be headlining your show, it will be Gilbert
Yeah.
Burns against Mike Malott. And in this fight, who do you think will win?
I think honestly, both guys are very good, very talented. Mike is the young upcoming lion, and Gilbert is the veteran lion. But Gilbert is still a real lion because I train with him at Killcliff, and he's very good. He's very like the guy. He knows what he's doing. He's always in the gym. Still so good in the gym. So I think it will be a very good fight. I think that both men can win this, and I think one thing that it will go to decision. I think that it will be a war. I think it will be a crazy fight, and I think that the fans will really be the winner of this because I think it will be like one of the craziest fight. And like I said, both guys are very talented. Both guys are very good. So I'm looking forward for this fight. Honestly, it's gonna be great. I don't know who will win. I wish them both the best. Like I said, I just think the fans will be winner in this fight.
Yes, yes, definitely. And actually, I'm really a big fan of Gilbert because of course he has so many great fights. Of course, like also with Chimaev, but
Yeah,
overall, his like welterweight run was kind of crazy. And I think that Mike is definitely one of the best rising Canadian
yeah.
fighters. So definitely, it would be like an interesting clash.
Oh, it will be interesting, and I think like you said, Mike is super talented. He's rising. He's getting up there. But you see what Gilbert did with Kamzat, right? Like you cannot never count Gilbert out or think that he will get beat easily because Gilbert he's a dog and he knows what he's doing. He's a real fighter and he's been doing this for a long time. And like I said, he's still in the gym every day, even when he's not fighting. Every time I go to Killcliff, he's there. He's like one of the captain of Killcliff's team, right? And it's very cool to be in the same room as him. But like I said, I respect Mike a lot. I know him. He's a fellow Canadian. I've never like trained with Mike, but I've been to Niagara top team a couple times because Aaron Jeffrey is a good friend of mine. So I wish both guys the best. And what's fun with this fight is both guys are very good people too. You know, they're yes, they're gonna fight, but they're very nice people, nice persons. So I think that it will be a very good skill fight and a very good war. But at the end of the day, like I said, I wish them both the best.
And right now, the UFC champion in middleweight division is Khamzat Chimaev. And
Yeah.
who do you think should be his next opponent? Because there are like few options, let's say, for him.
I think that Imamov is probably next, but if Imamov is not, I think Strickland is there too. Now Strickland did an amazing performance against Hernandez. For sure, I would like to see against Strickland because they both said a lot, like they trained together, and Kamzat says he subbed him, then Strickland says that he made him quit in 1 round. So there's like this little thing that, oh, okay, we want to see it in real, right? But I think that Kamzat is really dominant for sure. He's really a dominant fighter, and I think it will, regardless who's his opponent, it will be really hard to take him off like champion. You know, I think he will. If he wants, he can stay champion for a long time because I think this guy is really like a on another level. You know, but at the end of the day, all those guys in the top 10, top five, they're really on the other level, and it's amazing to see like they're not only like incredible athletes, but also like they're gifted, you know, in a certain way, and it's really crazy to see. So regardless if it's Imamov or Strickland, I think they'll both give him a tough fight and a good challenge. But I think that Kamzat will end up the winner.
Yes, yes, I would agree that he right now seems to be like unstoppable in
Yeah.
the middleweight division. And right now we are like a few weeks away from your fight. But do you think that when it will be like 1 or 2 weeks to the fight, you will feel some additional pressure with the like feeling that it will be like your biggest fight of your life?
Like for sure, the stress will always be there, but right now, what I can say is that I'm so happy, man, to be in the UFC. I just want to go in there and give a crazy fight. You know, I just want to go and show that they made a right choice to sign me. And I don't feel like the pressure to, oh, like, yes, I want to win. And I believe I will win. But I mean, when you fight in the original scene, it's like, oh, I cannot lose because if I lose, then I go like away from the UFC. You know what I mean? Now I'm there. I know that for sure, like you need to win to stay in the UFC. I'm not stupid, but what I mean is that I just want to go. Like I'm really happy. I want to fight. I want to go. I'm like let's go. You know. So I think for sure the stress will always be there, but I think that I'm very just like excited to go out there and fight. For sure. That's how I feel. I'm really excited, and like I'm counting the days. I cannot wait to leave for Winnipeg.
Okay, Julien. So many thanks for the time and for
Thanks you.
conversation. I think that it will be like super exciting fight, both because of your styles and of course I think also the motivations. And I hope that you will earn like a fight of the night or like finish of the night
Thank you.
money because
Thank
it's
you.
probably would also be like super helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And my girlfriend is pregnant. I'm waiting for my son turns 6 Friday, and we have another boy in the belly who's due for beginning of June. So for sure, doing a great performance will help a lot my family. So that's they are the ones I fight for. So you can make sure that I'll fight with my best and I will give it my best. And I'm ready to leave everything in the cage April 18th.
Okay, so thank you.
Thanks, my friend. Have a good one.